This has been described as the most sickening chord in all opera. Welcome to
Keith Horn's Chord of the Week.
Richard Strauss's opera Salome premiered in Dresden in 1905 and very quickly became one of the most controversial and influential pieces of music of the 20th century. Based on Oscar Wilde's 1891 play, the opera shocked audiences with its themes of eroticism, biblical themes, and intense psychological drama. And this chord in particular disgusted audiences of the time. To understand this chord in context, here's a quick recap of the plot of Salome. At a family dinner party, Salome sees John the Baptist in jail, and she thinks to herself, "Hot prophet," and she falls in love with him. He rejects her, which makes her want him even more. Her creepy stepdad, King Herod, begs her to dance, so she does a striptease, like you do. And for her prize, what does she want? She wants the head of John the Baptist on a platter. And King Herod's like, maybe not. But she's dead serious. So they serve up the head on a silver platter. She makes out with it, like you do. And King Herod has her killed.
Worst dinner party ever.
At the very end of the opera, Salome is on her knees, ecstatically proclaiming that she kissed the head of John the Baptist. And we hear this twisted chord. We are cleanly in C-sharp major. But right here, what Strauss gives us is strange. It's an F-sharp major superimposed with an A7. Now, if you're a jazzer, I know what you're thinking. Immediately, you're like, well, that's just a 13 flat 9, isn't it? And you're not wrong, where we have this F-sharp upper structure and an A7. Richard Strauss is not a jazzer, but it's easy to see it like that. We have an F-sharp upper structure, we could think of it, and we have an A7 superimposed. One thing that I find very interesting is if we remove this A7 from the equation for just a second and play the phrase, listen to this. That's a plagal cadence. That's an amen.
Can I get an amen?
Which makes sense that Strauss would smuggle a plagal cadence, an amen, at the end of this thing that deals with this twisted story of Salome's obsession with John the Baptist, who's one of the most important figures in Christianity. So naturally, he'd put an amen in there. But this is Salome's amen. It's the sound of triumph with this sadistic twist, a kind of like a psychotic glee. And I think that really reflects the insanity that Salome is going through. The Austrian premiere of this piece in Graz in 1906 became this legendary event in music history. The performance drew such people as Mahler, Puccini, Schoenberg, Berg. There are rumors that Adolf Hitler at 17 years old was even in the crowd. And for me, this is one of those fly-on-the-wall moments that if I could have the chance to get in a DeLorean and go back in time, this is one of the places I would go at this time to be in a room with all of those heavy-hitting legendary composers. For this piece would have been amazing. Not to mention Strauss himself was conducting. And the composers that were in attendance, they recognized that Salome was this watershed moment in the development of modern opera and in music in general at the time. Mahler, who was crazy about this score, he could not get it staged in Vienna due to Vienna's censorship restrictions. Now, keep in mind, this is the same Vienna that banned Schoenberg's Verklärte because of this chord. Of course, there were probably other reasons that piece was banned, but there's another video on that and some pretty insightful things in the comment section on that video. Surely Vienna is going to ban something that sounds like this. right? I mean, well, most likely Vienna banned it because of the subject matter, because of the kissing of the severed head, and more likely the dance of the seven veils. It was just too much for modern Vienna at the time. And the fact that it was banned in some cities, it only heightened the reputation of the opera as being scandalous and groundbreaking. Salome is this beautiful mix of late romantic harmony and orchestration and modern dissonance at the same time. And it cemented Salome's place as this landmark, as this, I like the word watershed, as this watershed moment, and a really important piece to transition from romanticism of the 19th century into modernism of the 20th century. This piece is a big deal. And there is one other chord. There are several chords in Salome that are fascinating, but there's one other one that I want to talk about. I'm going to make a separate video for that, so keep an eye out for that one. And if you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, be a part of the conversation. We're having a good time over here, all of us nerds. And as always, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Who this? This beat. Yo, who this? Yo, who this? Who this?